Welcome back to another video. Bradford City have finally done it. We have signed a winger. This summer window is the 8th signing, and it is Adam Wilson from Welsh champions New Saints for an undisclosed fee. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments down below. Let me know if you support New Saints. Let me know if you watch any of the Welsh football, and let me know what your thoughts are if you're a Bradford City fan on Adam Wilson and actually signing a winger in this window, because it's something we've desperately needed. You know, we've got Chapman who's injured. We've got Odra, who's got a bit of a knock, but he's a bit. It might be hit and miss like wingers are. Smith in actually a winger is more of a striker playing out there, and it's something we've been really unprepared for this season. Adam Wilson talked about in his interview, the short interview what I've seen, 30 minutes, 30 seconds. He spoke about the interest in May. But it goes to show, why wouldn't we have signed him earlier then? Is it because we were waiting for the money to come through for that youth player who went to Forest, to spend a fee on him because it was an undisclosed fee? And I'm not going to praise Rook for that, because I think it's to be expected. When we've had so many youth players who have gone, was it Sahil Bashi who went to Brighton, one went to Wolves, and now this one's gone to Forest. Forgot the names, but when that money keeps coming in and nothing's getting spent on it, it's good to see that we are actually investing into a club in some small way. And I'm really excited about the signing because we brought in a winger. From what I've seen of him, and I don't want to judge him for a 1 minute and 30 seconds clip on Twitter, because there can be spanning whatever way people want them to be. But he's 23. He scored 7 goals last season in 23 games, and that helped the Saints, the new Saints, win the Cymru Premier, the top division in Wales, and won the Welsh Cup as well, which is an achievement, and he's still relatively young at 23. But I would say that this is his big year, and it is his big breakout year. So there'll be pressure on him, I suppose, coming in from somewhere that's quite unknown. If I had to say where the Welsh Premier League is, it's probably National League standard. If I had to guess, I mean that's only guessing as well. Maybe National League North, but even if it is, that's actually really exciting, because we don't sign players like that. We don't recruit or scout those areas, or if we do, we never see anything come out of them. And you see clubs across the AFL continually scouting from these lower levels, whether it's in Ireland like Kelly, or whether it's in Wales or Scotland, or whether it's in the National League, or the National League North and South. It's good to see is actually scouting in those areas and bringing in players, and hopefully that we can develop him. And that's the big question: do you have trust that Mark Hughes can develop a player like Adam Wilson? A winger who's probably quite raw, and what I saw from him, very tricky. Wants to get one-on-one v his man, can go on his right, but more predominantly left-footed. Will have a shot, will put a cross in, but he's going to have to do a lot of developing around him, which is interesting, because it will. If this don't work out, I'd be blaming Hughes more than Gent, and I think that's how I would for most of them. Apart from Thierry Nevers, I think he's the only one I wouldn't be blaming Stephen Gent for, because when you look at his pedigree, he won't do him what Newport and brought him in. All the others have either come in and done nothing, or have come in but you knew that they were going to be doing something. You knew from the previous clubs that they have something about them. And you look at, I think I said about Lewis Richards one, Jake Young, Odesina, Ryan East. Those are fantastic picks from Stephen Gent. Jake Young's proven himself now. We know that with Mark Hughes not getting out of him. Team Odesina was fantastic at Hartlepool, got their player of the year. And Ryan East, from what we saw of him consistently, was a fantastic player when he came off the bench and should have got more game time. Harry Lewis as well. We've seen across that team that there's some really good scouting picks from Stephen Gent. Mark Hughes has gone and said, yeah, we'll have a look at him, we'll bring him in, and he's refused to play him. Hopefully we can play him, hopefully in the right system with a 4-2-3-1, and hopefully we can bring in another winger as well. And that's the next question: who else do we need to bring in? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. For me, another winger to challenge him, because he's still going to be quite raw, although this is his big year at 23. There's no excuses after that age really, because there's not much developing left to be done for him. So it's a big year for him. But, you've got Odra, you've got Chapman who's injured at the minute, you've got Smith who's playing out there, so I won't really count him as a winger or an option to be playing out there. And Poyton's still young and a fresh player as well, who we need to develop and be ready for out-and-out first-team football. So I think we still need another winger like this, what I've seen from this Wilson guy, maybe a bit more proven, because that's the one question mark over him. Is he proven? What's he done? Apart from being at Newcastle for a bit, but he's on a 3-year deal as well. That's a big thing. It's got to work out. Otherwise, we're stuck with someone for 3 years who might not be doing something. But I'm glad we've took the risk, because if you just keep signing players who are proven but don't tend to do much here, it's good to see that we are going into, like I said, the market of bringing in younger players from lesser leagues and develop them ourselves, and hopefully, we can develop him and then maybe get a bit of a good healthy profit from him as well. So let's get into what he actually said then. He said this is a big club, as usual. That should be a lot higher up in the leagues with a great manager and fan base, so it was difficult to say no when I heard of the interest. I love playing in front of big crowds. I did it a few times at Newcastle, and it really gets your adrenaline going. Some players sink under it, but it gives me more of a boost. I'm not sure if he played under big crowds in the Premier League too, to be honest, and it might get a bit of a shock on Valley Parade. But I'm quick, direct, skillful winger who likes to score and assist goals. I'm ready to get out there in front of people and showcase what I can do. I feel physically good, and I'm ready to go. It's exactly what you want to see, and it's exactly what we needed. We needed a direct winger who's skillful, ain't afraid to take players on, got a bit of tricks up in his locker, and he's quick. And, all important things. He's going to wear the number 33 shirt, and Mark Hughes said, "We're delighted to have secured the services of Adam as a player we've been tracking all summer. He's fast, direct winger who likes to get defenders and will contribute with goals and assists at the top end of the pitch. Having started his career at Newcastle United, he now has plenty of experience at a young age after performing well in Wales last season and helping TNS to silverware." And I think he got the Fans Player of the Year as well. So obviously they rate him highly. I've seen a few of what they put on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, praising him and saying how good he was and how frustrated they had to see him go. He was a good lad as well, I've seen a few say. So hopefully he does well. I wish him the best of luck, and hopefully he can contribute in some big games for us, because we're going to need it. We need a player like him on that flank who's going to run at players, create chances. And like I say, for me now, I think we need another wing on that side, maybe a central midfielder, maybe from a Premier League academy, a bit of a Josh Cullen type who can dictate play and control the ball well in midfield. I think that's something we do lack, a bit of composure in them areas. Maybe another centre-back, a pacey one who's good on the ball. If we're going to play this back two, do you trust Stubbs and Platt without much pace? I'm not sure. But then you've still got Taylor, Kelly and Odosina who won't be playing. So I do suspect that there'll be a couple more departures going as well in this final week. So it's going to be a busy week. So you better keep your eyes tabbed, get your notifications on, subscribe if you're new, like the video did, and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Have a good one.